Second of all, it's so loud in here. And thirdly, look at my makeup. I'm sick. I've been blowing my nosy. Oh, and fourth, my nails are screaming. What am I actually like? I get on here and I start preaching and I look crazy. So, my fresh little OJ. I'm sorry, I will be having tissue breaks during this live. So, okay. Um, so we're going to be getting into this presently. Excuse me, guys. So, today's weekly collective live, which I'm very excited about. And first of all, let me just make it very clear. Even me right now, I'm sick, not feeling good. I'm still trying to do something. I still try to do my makeup. I'm still out trying to live life and be positive and make the most of things, even though I need my night nurse and to go to bed. So life goes on and we're going to be positive. Hi ladies. Ladies, when you get in here, thumbs up for me. Okay? Now, in this collective, I'm sure you... Okay, there's an ambulance. You know what it's like in London. So the way that this works, if you haven't been to a collective live before, is that I have a few questions I've selected. I'm going to answer those that you have sent me. After I've answered those, then I do like where I take questions like live in real time. So yes, we are going to be getting into this. I forgot my lipstick. The only thing I have is this gloss. I'm all over the place. Wait. Sorry, I really should have done this beforehand, but... Okay. Alright, so first question. Let's get into this. Hi ladies, thumbs up when you get in here. First question is is it getting louder as soon as I start talking? In terms of going to a bar or an event, how long do I stay? I have been losing my patience getting stuck in conversations with people who don't float my boat. Do you have a set time limit before you call it a day? By the way, is it too loud in here? If it is, let's just have a good time and I will come back tomorrow and do my weekly live. I don't know. Let me know. And then we can just have a chat in here. It can be relaxed. I really am all over the show. I have the sniffles. It's crazy. Girl. Okay. Is it too loud in here, ladies? Let me know. You made that. Hi, Ray. Yay. I'm glad you caught it live. Okay, let's just keep going. So I don't think it's about like how long you stay somewhere. I think it's more so about like how long do you want to be there. That's how long you stay. You might even say to yourself, right, I'm just going to go into this place, have a little drink and just see what the vibe is like. If I'm enjoying it, I'll stay. If I'm not, then I'll go, you know? So I don't feel like you have to have a set time limit. I just don't feel like you have to do that. I think that you can just be a bit more relaxed about everything. Another thing that she said is she doesn't want to be stuck in conversations with people who she doesn't like ultimately. And I feel like if somebody buys you a drink, you're not obligated to speak to them, right? You can accept the drink, have a conversation with them. 10 minutes, you will know in that time if there's any chemistry. If there isn't, just say, look, thank you so much for the drink. Have a lovely evening. It was nice talking. And turn your butt around and go. Like, there's no obligation to speak to anybody. If you don't want to speak to someone, get out of the conversation politely. Girl, I don't even think I can get to the end of this live. I really don't. I'm struggling right now, ladies. With my nosy, my throat, I really am struggling. Okay. Girl. So, next question. How to deal with, this is actually a really good one, how to deal with competitive friends that dislike it when you're dressed up, but they do it and enjoy being the center of attention. I'm not gonna lie, your friends sound so annoying. They actually sound really irritating. I would just dress up all the time so that you can all be the center of attention. It's not just about them. But that's what I say. Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, are they dressing down then? Like, there are days where your friends are just dressing down and just is giving bummy and you're more dressed up. But then when they do it, it's okay and it's great. But when you do it, it's irritating. That to me is irritating. And it sounds like there's a bit of like hating going on, which is just song.com. And I would actually be very wary of those friends. I would be very wary. And I don't feel like they are... Their energy feels off to me. Okay, I wouldn't be able to do it with a group of girls like that. But I would just say be dressed up all the time. And if they are getting dressed up and they're getting attention, they enjoy it, they're kind of rubbing it in your face. I feel bad like filming people who might not want to be filmed. But yeah, like I would just make sure that I'm dressed up all the time, you know, regardless of when I'm seeing them or not, whatever we're doing. So it's just normal for me. If it's new for you, girl, that's your business. That's basically how I see it. I'm actually struggling. I don't know if I'm going to keep this live up. I really don't. I'm like, girl, I said to myself, look, I'm just going to be candid with everyone. And I didn't want to let everyone down with this live. So I wanted to still come on today, but girl, okay. I think I'll just do 3 questions and then I'll talk to you ladies in the chat instead. Hey Melissa. So next question, this is the last one. How to be confident and not caring of others' opinions. Wow. I feel like you literally have to fake it till you make it. And you have to you have to act as though you are that girl even before you feel like you are her. That's what you actually have to do. Okay? So if I right now wanted to be more confident, I would definitely just start acting like I am. When I'm out, girl, my back is going to be this straight. And like, you've got to have great posture. I've spoken to you so many times about your posture. This is going to make you feel instantly lifted and boosted, and it's going to make you look very confident. So your posture is first and foremost. And how to not care about others' opinions. Well, I I did a video on this the other day, and I think it's just about making a choice not to be bothered and not to care. Basically, that's what I would do, and I think that's the best thing to do, because otherwise life is too short to be worrying about what everybody's doing, thinking, saying. Like, it's just, that's boring. And you have got to live your own life. The only way you can not care about other people's opinions is by choosing not to. Ladies, I'm gonna be here for like 5 more minutes, and then I gotta go. Oh my goodness. Isabel said, what topics do you talk about on a first date? Well, I think that on a first date, I mean, naturally, it's nice to kind of get to know people, right? It's nice to get to know someone and learn more about them. They're going to want to learn more about you. You're going to speak about mutual things you have in common, things that you're both wanting. If somebody is really serious about finding a relationship, he's going to make that known. If he is not very serious about wanting a relationship, he's probably going to make that known. You're going to be able to pick up on it. And you can just go with the motions. I don't feel like you should turn up on a first date and think, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? I think that that is literally a man's job to... Basically, you know how a receptionist, it's a receptionist's job to ensure the smooth running of like the front desk. I feel like it's a man's job to ensure the smooth running of a first date. And he needs to pick a nice place. He needs to get there before you arrive. Okay. He needs to ensure that the conversation doesn't go down the drain. He needs to make sure you're comfortable, that you feel happy, and that's what his objectives need to be. So he should keep the conversation going, keep it afloat, and some things that you can or will naturally speak about are going to be things like traveling, places you've been to, places you want to go to, cuisine that you like. You might speak about your family a little bit. If you're like, I don't know, like you know, you look more exotic or something, you're going to be asked where you're from, where your family are from. That's going to be a conversation. They're going to want to know about things that you're interested in. You're going to want to know what they're interested in. You're probably going to speak about work. Like, they're definitely going to speak about their work, their job, their business, whatever it is. And you can kind of ask questions based on some of the information that they've given you. So if he's like, oh yeah, I just came from the office, well, you know, you could say, okay, well, where are your offices? Are they nearby? You know, so you just kind of go with the flow, and just don't like, don't take it too seriously. It's the first date. It's nice for you to get dressed up, go out for a nice dinner, and have nice conversation. Oh my goodness. There are people. There's someone right there. You know, I hate like when you're not well and it's like you really just want to be in bed. I feel like I'm in a fishbowl. Okay. So Simply Brie said, I have a question. What to do if you went out on 7 beneficial dates with a guy you'd like to be in a relationship with, but he hasn't brought it up yet, and it's starting to flake out on dates now. And what, he is starting to flake out on dates? Oh, well, I think he's just getting bored of you. That's how it sounds. That doesn't sound like beneficial dating. That sounds like 7 dates. Like, by that point, they want to be in a relationship with you, you know? If you meet a man who really likes you, who's really serious about you, he wants to be in a relationship with you by then. By about date, yeah, 5, 6, he's like, are we exclusive? If not before. Should I keep this up? This live? I'm not sure. It's a bit ghetto. It's a bit ghetto. My makeup is, oh my god. My makeup is really crazy today. Okay. You also have a fever. Yeah. I wish you better, Ree. Sorry. Anyway, so just going back to that question. If you see yourself being in a relationship with him, I feel like you have to say to him, look, these are a few things I want help with. Can you do it? And just ask him and see what he says. Because if this is someone you really want to be with, you want to know, does he want to look after me? Because a man who wants to do that for you, it tells you more about their intentions for you. A man who just wants to waste your time isn't bothered. So, having beneficial dating and having a man help you with your rent, help you with your bills, try to take financial pressure off your shoulders is his way of showing you, look, I'm interested, basically. Oh my goodness, go. I need this to be over because I have a lovely barbecue on Saturday and I need to feel my best. I really need to feel my best. I'm going to have so much fun at that barbecue. Okay, so it's for my brother-in-law for his birthday. Wait. Huh? What's going on here? Hi, Amna. Wait. Tried Hinge recently, and a lot of older eligible men have mentioned the influx of women asking for money and gifts outright. Yeah, I've heard about this as well. I mean, let's be completely honest. These kinds of women are so... Let's be completely honest. There's been a rise in women wanting to date beneficially, right? Obviously, I've been speaking about this for like forever, but in like the past maybe year, I would say, it's become almost like a trend. And what's happening is that tissue break. That man is eating the yummiest looking ice cream. I fancy an ice cream now. But what's happening is that they don't know what they're doing, and they are just. Can you like? Okay, somebody who I met said to me that women are saying online, okay, well, what gift are you bringing to the first date? This is what women are doing right now. They're saying, what gift are you bringing me on the first date? Now, I have had gifts on first dates, but I'm not like asking for it. I'm not asking for it. I've had someone buy me a bag and bring it to me on a first date. I've had that. I've been taken shopping on a first date. I've even been given money on a first date a couple of times, right? But I'm not asking for it. And when you ask for money outright before you've met someone, it looks like it looks very unbecoming, because it seems like, okay, well, now I've paid for something in advance. What hotel are we going to? That's the vibe it gives, and it doesn't give beneficial dating. It gives, you're gonna pay for me for tonight. That's what it gives. So, yeah. I think that as long as you go on this date, Amna, you meet up with these men who you really like, who seem eligible, they're older, it's our type, You're going to date them anyway. So do what you're doing. Don't worry about those other women, because when they're asking for things like that, it just, if you were a man and you were serious about a relationship, you would not take that woman seriously. So in your mind, you would compartmentalize her. And so it doesn't matter what those other women are doing. It just matters what you're doing, basically. Wait. By the way, you never told us why you ended your relationship. It seemed like it was going so well, as you mentioned how much he cared about your health. Yeah. So he did care about my health, and we did have, for the most part, a nice relationship. But there were several things that were not working. Like, I feel like you can care about someone. Even now, I don't have any bad blood with him. I wouldn't have anything like that bad to really say. But there were several things that just weren't right. And like, I will give you an example. So one of the things was his age. So he was young, okay? So he was also in his 30s, and this is something I had a really hard time with, a really, really, really hard time with. So that wasn't working. At the back of my mind, I was always reserved, because I just couldn't fully see myself like being with someone so young. I just couldn't, and I was finding it very, very difficult. So this was one of the issues. Another problem was that, like, we just, sometimes you can really care about someone, and but it just isn't fully right. Do you know what I mean? I've always kind of envisioned certain things for myself, and it just wasn't right. It just wasn't right. It wasn't right. It wasn't right. Um, we've spoken, like, we've hung out since breaking up. We have no bad blood at all. We are just. He even said this, I'm supposed to be, like, with someone older. Like, there are just things that just weren't right. Like, I can't explain it. I can't explain it, but it just never felt fully like, yes, never, never to me. So, yeah. I think it's the best, hey girl, I think it's the best outcome, and I am, like, just, I feel like a huge weight has actually been taken off my shoulders not being in a relationship with him, because that isn't the relationship I saw for myself at all. At all. But I'm glad for it. I am, because it opened my eyes that, okay, I I can care about someone. I am ready for marriage. I am ready for children. I am ready for these things. And without this relationship, I don't know if I would have fully got there, because I was finding it very difficult to meet anybody that I cared an ounce for. So I think it was a very good thing for me. Another thing I'll get to. Tissue break. Girl. Another thing I'll get to, right, is that I I remember, so I was at his apartment, right? He came No, yeah. I was at his apartment, he was working from home. I was in the bedroom and I was just, like, doing something on my phone, probably editing a video. And ladies, is it too loud in here? Do you want me to sit outside or something? Let me know. Um, these men in here are so loud. They're so loud. Okay, so you can hear. Okay, good. Good, good, good. And I remember just saying to myself, I'm ready to meet my husband. I'm ready to meet my husband. And we were in a relationship, and I was saying that to myself. So I started doing, like, I've spoken about this before, like, when I really, really want something, I like to envision myself with it. Like, it's already happened. And you don't just do it once, you have to really work at it. And I started doing this where I would see myself living in a house. I could envision not my husband's, like, face, but I was envisioning, like, kind of what he looked like, but without actual features. And I was going down the stairs, and I walked into the living room. My babies were, like, there, and he stood up to greet me, and we cuddled, basically. And this was, like, an envisionment that I would keep on having, because I felt ready for that, ready to meet the person I'm supposed to get married to. And yes, I was in a relationship with him, but I just didn't feel like it was going to be him. I just didn't. I didn't feel like I wanted it to be him. Okay. And the next thing you know, literally about, so I left his apartment on Tuesday. Everything was fine with us. By Sunday, it was like, girl, it was even before Sunday. We started like having a very difficult time from about the Thursday. And I had been doing this envisionment work from Monday. So we broke up, okay, and totally fine, whatever. And I knew why we broke up, because this is someone who wanted to be married to me. He was the one fully pushing the relationship. He was always pursuing me, blah blah blah. Sorry, hold that thought, ladies. And then we just got to a point where it was like, no. And it was kind of just, I knew that the reason why things got unsettled was because I was doing the envisionment work, and I had to come out of that relationship to meet the person I'm supposed to be with. So literally a couple of days later, maybe 3 days later, I meet someone, right? And I have a list of 6 things that I need in someone. 6 things that have to be there. The person I was with before didn't have all of those things. He didn't really. So that's why at the back of my mind, it just was never fully right. Then I meet someone who, I'm not saying like, yes, like everything's going to be perfect and great, but he does have those things from what I can see. And I feel like it's just the way that things work is that when you're doing envisionment work, you get pushed in the direction to take you to it. And I had to come out of that relationship to see what else was out there to get what I was envisioning, basically. So, long story short, it had to happen. And that's why we broke up. Yeah. And yes, he definitely cared for my health. I care for his. I know he's got stuff going on. Yeah, like I have nothing bad to say about him. Nothing. He's a lovely person. Good person. Good man. Just not for me. Just not for me. I went shopping with my friend and she made the dress I bought to wear on my first date about her. She sucked the joy out of it. Now it feels like she's the one wearing the dress on my date. Girl. Sometimes people will drain you. Hey Ziva, how do you sustain yourself if you don't work? Well, I think I mentioned before, I was looking for work because I thought, you know what, why not? It would be good for me to have some structure in my life. But I mean, this person, well, there's always someone like looking after me financially, and yeah. That's really how I've done it. I mean, I don't make much at all on YouTube. At all. But I would love to, like, I would love to get to the point where YouTube can be like a proper sustainable income for me, like a business, a brand. I have so many ideas that I would just love to do, which is why I'm really pushing now with my TikTok and everything. So I'm really trying, pushing myself and whatever. Yeah, if someone isn't it, they're just not it. Definitely. Yeah. What do you say when a new suitor asks you what you do for a living when you don't work and are being provided for by another man? Um, Sometimes I'll say like, oh, I'm like temping, just doing like reception work, temping, and I'm off right now. It's been quiet, blah blah blah. Yeah. Or even like, I have even been honest before and I've said, look, someone else is taking care of things for me. Do you want to do it instead? Depends on your mood as well. Depends who you're speaking to, how candid you might be. But I won't always bend the truth. Not always. Depends on the situation, depends who you're speaking with, depends on your mood. One thing I will never do again is, well, no, I have done this, but these have been with like normal people. But one of the people, like someone right now who is looking after me and helping me in that way, I made a huge mistake of, I thought he was like a normal person, busy with work, busy with his own life, and instead he, like, I told him about my channel, and I just mentioned, it's a channel for women and whatever, whatever, because we had known each other for a very long time. I felt like, okay, I can be open with you because this channel is kind of like, it's almost like a diary for me. And this person, instead of being a normal person who has things going on in his own life, and he's going to be watching this as well, and that's totally fine, right? But, well, it's fine that I'm going to say what I want to say. He literally found me online, so he must have been stalking. I don't know what he must have had to have typed in to find me and whatever. He was watching me secretly, and the only reason why I knew that he was watching, this has been months now, he's been watching my channel, and I knew before because he kind of slipped up and said a term that I only say on my channel, like I'd never say it in real life. And he's very educated. One of the things that I joke about and say on the channel, he said, and I thought, someone like you wouldn't really say that kind of line. And I knew, okay, he's stalking my channel. Literally ages later, I mentioned it to him. He acted like, what are you talking about? And then he finally confessed to it. And you just think, you know what? I will never make the mistake again of being open about this hobby that I have, because other people go and abuse it and essentially spy on, like, he'll be watching this right now. It's just an invasion of privacy, and it's horrible. So I will be very selective just moving forward, like we're speaking about providers and this, that, and the other, but I would be very selective who I share my, essentially like my diary with, you know? It's like I'm chatting with my friends. That's how I like to keep this channel, not feel like I'm having men watching me and spying. Very idiotic, very annoying. Oh no, I get a message later saying, thanks for the shout out. Honestly. So long story short, like I will tell people about my channel, but only when I know for certain it's not a weird person who's going to be stalking me and obsessed. Oh my god, I can, like, not so many things irritate me. This actually really does. Like I just I can't. I cannot. I should be coaching. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely is a good idea. I mean, I was kind of doing some consultations before and then I stopped it, and I'm someone who I feel like I've always been wishy-washy with like commitments, and now I'm getting super serious about my channel and I am not being wishy-washy. So, yeah, maybe I will bring back consultations. So I really want to make a go of this. This fresh OJ is so good. My nose is all red. My foundation's off. Yay! I love it. Hi, sweetie. Oh, Aaliyah. Hey, girl. If I want to attract a provider man, shall I stay quiet about my day job? You're a lawyer. I'm thinking I should downplay it and just say office worker. Ah, of course you can downplay it. Okay. Of course you can. But if I were a lawyer, I would say, oh, yeah, I work in the legal field. I do X, Y, and Z, and I would just like change the subject. Okay. Yeah, you could say paralegal, but I don't think there's anything wrong with saying yes, I'm a solicitor or whatever. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think that where women go wrong sometimes is they lead with this being this career woman and that's their whole life, and they're being competitive on a first date because, especially as you'll know, Elia, like the legal field is very cutthroat and you have to be like I've worked with like lawyers and stuff, and they're kind of aggressive. Like you have to be aggressive in that field of work. And as long as you're not bringing that energy to your dates, I think it's fine to be honest. You are a lawyer. I feel proud of you that you're a lawyer. You have worked hard to be a lawyer. But as long as you don't lead with that, and this man is like, hopefully this guy is earning more than you are. That's the point. Even if he's also a lawyer, at least let him be earning more. Okay? And then I think it's fine to admit it. Yes! Love that. Love that for you, girlie. Do I often visit Guyana? I've still never been to Guyana. Can you imagine that? I've still never been. In 2020, I have a very big family, and most of my family are in America and Canada. We finally arranged in 2020 for my family to get together and do this big like trip to Guyana, and then the world stopped. I have like great aunties, great uncles, and they're all just getting older now. There is no way that like that kind of trip is ever going to happen now, and I just don't see the point of kind of going without, you know, without those family members. I just don't see the point. So I still haven't been to Guyana, but I mean, it's my roots, and I should go in my lifetime. I should go in my lifetime. I feel kind of bad for Guyana as well, because it looks like they're having lots of problems now, and the oil is causing like lots of issues. Uh, so, are you also Guyanese? Who just asked me that? Joshua, are you Guyanese? It's always nice when you actually when you meet someone who is Guyanese, because nobody you don't meet many. You don't meet many at all. I recently discovered that Central C is half Guyanese. Like, I think Buck. And who else is there? There's someone else. I can't remember now. I wouldn't. Hypergamy has changed. I don't know who Lauren Sanchez is. I don't know who that person is. And I don't know how hypergamy has... Like, I think that all you're saying... All I'm hearing is... Oh, Jeffy says what? Oh, okay. Well, all I'm saying is that, what is wrong with dating someone who has a brain and can provide? What's so why would you not want to do that? So you just want me to go out and find some homeless man and have that relationship? I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to do that. How has hypergamy changed? You just date someone who understands what his role is in life, and stop playing with me. It really irritates me when people say stuff like that. It's like you can't. I don't even want to go off, but I don't want to come for this lady, but girl, can we just realize that what is wrong with being... Yeah, I'm out the loop, baby. Because I don't really watch social media. I don't know anything that's going on. I don't watch the news. All I do is I go on YouTube, I go over to my channel, and I press live. I don't know anything about anyone or what's going on. You're half Guyanese, hey. To Georgetown. Well, if you're from Georgetown. Your husband will take you inshallah. No, wait. Am I saying... I think I'm saying that right. Is it inshallah. Inshallah. Girl. I don't know why I can't speak right now. I feel like I'm messing that up. I love the sound of Arabic. I feel like I just messed that word up. I'm so sorry, Leah. Oh, good. Wait, the other lady meant that it's fine for the women to have brains and a good job themselves too. Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree, but just don't, I think you have to lead with being a woman. Yeah. And that's what I think. They do, men do know what they need to do. And the ones that have nothing to offer try to lead with their carrot stick. So that's that lets you know, that gives you an inkling as to who is just going to be irritating for you and the hassle and who won't. I was invited to a fancy gala, and a particular couple took an interest to know what I did for a living. My date knew that I didn't work because I was being provided for. It was an awkward situation. Melissa, do not feel embarrassed about being provided for at all. If anything, you should be like, yeah, well, this lovely man, he works very hard and he's able to give me a lovely life. And some of my hobbies that preoccupy my time are X, Y, and Z. Okay? Like, this man is being good to you, big him up, big him up. And because he understands what his role is in life. And that's a good thing. And there's nothing wrong with being provided for at all. In fact, most women in the world, if they could have the option of being with someone and having a lovely lifestyle X, Y, and Z, like, you still want to have something to do, like a YouTube channel, or I don't know, like poetry or hobbies. Like, you still want to do something in life. You don't just want to sit around twiddling your thumbs. But if even women who love their job met somebody tomorrow who said, listen, let's go traveling for a year. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't this, that, this and that. You can. I'll give you the money to open up your own firm, and you can just hire people to work there. I think they might do that. I think they might. I love this cafe. It's like so cute here. Ow. I have a good paying job, but I still want to be provided for. How do I communicate this to him? Yeah. Well, is he more than you are? You don't ever want to get to a stage in a relationship where you end up being the man. So if he's earning more and you're not, I feel like it's the same situation. Then let's say there's a woman who is a secretary, and then there's a man who is a barrister, let's just say. Like, some secretaries are earning, let's just say 50k. But let's say this barrister is earning, let's just say 150k. Like, there's a considerable difference, but the woman can still fully get by on her salary, right? Then he's still going to understand she doesn't make as much money as me. I'm the man here. I know what I need to do. So I don't know if that was a good example, but as long as he's earning more than he makes more, so just say, look, like, I feel like it's the same situation. Maybe you want to say, oh, I really want to, like, be a member of this club, but I only have a limited amount of, like, spare funds or whatever. Do you think you could help me out with it? Or I really, like, I need to help my mum out with something. She's asked me for money. Could you do this for me? Or could you do that? Or I feel like you can still find ways to get him to help you and see where he really stands with you, because that's the best and easiest and fastest way to find out if somebody is trying to use you to get in the sack or not. Yeah. What's a barista in England? It definitely sounds completely different than the the US barista. A barista is a person who like works in like a coffee shop and like prepares like the drinks and stuff. That's a barista. A barrister is obviously like legal counsel, like wearing wigs and stuff, you know, in courtrooms. Yeah. Also, Amethyst, like, I don't know how old you are, whatever, but let him know, like, when you two are in a relationship, well, I definitely want this and that, like children and whatever, and I need to see first that, yes, you can take care of me and whatever, but you have to wait sometimes for them to maybe bring something up, for you to know. You'll have an inkling whether they're interested in you or not, and if you should say, like, what am I trying to say? I'm not saying it. The right, I feel like a bimbo. I'm like really trying to get my thoughts together. You, if you're in a relationship with this person or you're just dating, um, I would say just sit him down and just be like, look, this is something I really want because I'm looking at you as someone I could really be with. Would you be able to do this for me and help me out with that every month? Or, this is something that I really want. Would you be able to help with that? Just ask him and see what he says. You just started dating. Yeah, so just do what I said. Like, when the time's right, you feel like, yeah, you like, he likes you and whatever, and definitely mention that. I think I'm really humble, and it's hard for me to own the fact that I have a provider and another man who send me cash whenever I ask. I feel like I should be more confident by this point around them. Uh, Wait, are you the girl? Are you the gala girl, Melissa? I think you are, right? Just be confident. If you really want to, then whatever field of work you used to work in, you could just say, "Oh, I used to work in that field," and then everybody will know. Okay, she's not working right now. Don't ask more work questions. You're welcome. Yeah, I think dating older is so much. It can be better. I feel like they're more gentleman-like. They have more of that old school, like, values and respect there, and they don't want to put you. Not all of them. Let's be completely honest, but a lot of them don't want to put you in compromising positions. They don't want themselves to be in compromising positions. And there's just more of that like gentleman feel than like when you are with someone younger, and like it's very different. It's very different. Very different. But younger guys can also be, it can be nice as well. It just depends what stage you're at in life and what you want. This was another hang up I had, right? For me dating like similar age to me, which was, what's going to happen in 15 to 20 years time, even 10 years time, when I'm literally 44 and you're 44 but you look incredible. That was another thought that I used to have, and I used to just think, whew, that's just going to be so stressful. Being with someone older eliminates that stress. You're always going to be younger, you're always going to be this, always going to be that, and it just gives you less stress, I'd say. Yes, I'm almost 40 and... Wait, I'm almost 40 and almost not interested in guys in their 40s. He better look and act 50, honey. Miss Pink and Black, I'll be completely honest with you, like, this entire time, I thought you were younger than me. Like, the way that you talk and, like, you seem fun, and I really thought you were even younger than me. So I feel like you have a very young spirit. But, I mean, obviously, you said you're almost 40, so it's not even, like, it's old anyway. I look it. What do you say when he asks to meet your friends when you don't really have friends? Julie, you are my queen. You're actually my queen right now. That's actually so relatable. That's actually so relatable. But he should know already that you don't have any. If you're getting to the point where you're going to meet friends and whatnot, he should know, look, I don't actually have any. Just say, I've always found it difficult. Whatever your situation is, just be honest. Just say, look, I've never really found girlfriends I can really fully trust, and I just don't have a group of friends for you to meet, to be honest. Have acquaintances or whoever, but he won't really care anyway. He won't care if you don't have friends. And if he has a problem with you not having friends, girl, he's way too opinionated. I would just say, well, I don't really have any friends. That's what I'd say. I don't really have any. Like, I'm very open about that. People always ask quite early on. Also, like when you go out with friends, what do you usually do, or where do you like to go? I'm like, well, I'm a bit of a lone wolf. I go out by myself. I go to a bar myself. I sit down. I'll have a drink if I feel like it. I'll do this, I'll do that by myself. And they're like, oh, wow. I travel by myself. They're like, oh my God, really courageous. And nobody's ever said it's weird. And if they did, who cares? Because I don't think it's weird. It's just my life. Sarah said, do you wish you had friends? the way that friends are, no. Every friend I have ever had, um, oh wow, any friend I have ever had has just done me so dirty. I, I wouldn't even trust someone. I wouldn't be able to trust them. So there's just no point for me at this point. I have my sisters, and I'm fine with those two. Like there are going to be guys who prefer women who don't have friends, like steer clear of the crazies, but the ones who want you, yeah, yeah, definitely say that if it's the truth. Can you can say your close friend lives outside of London, so you got used to doing things. I don't feel like you need to say that. Well, for me, that has not been my situation. I just don't have any, because bitches be backstabbing. Okay. I don't have any. I have a foreign friend, but she's foreign and she's abroad, and I never see the girl. So naturally, friendships will dwindle if you're very far as well. But I'm at a point I don't care about having friends. I don't need to go shopping with a woman. I don't need to hear about like all of her dramas, or I just don't need it. I would rather be out by myself on live speaking to you ladies. I would much rather be doing this, or be spending time with my sisters or my cousins, or like I don't want any more friends, especially after the last person I was friends with. Girl, okay, I wouldn't I don't think I will ever trust friends. I really don't. I think you have a way with words and just saying things confidently. You just own. Yeah, I think I remember like feeling like I always needed to like lie about something. Hey Sonia, or I always needed to make up something to hide this or hide that. And then I kind of realized, no, I don't. I just don't need to do all of that. I just do not need to do all of that. I feel like I'm very, like, sometimes, yeah, I mean, I'll say the receptionist thing, like temping, because it's a good way to kind of, or like secretary, like temping, because I do that sometimes. But everything else that I say, I feel like it's just really, I feel like it's honest, and it's just me. What if he asks you, what do you do for fun? And you don't really do anything besides going to restaurants? I'll be honest, that's kind of my life as well. Going out to eat, doing, that's kind of my life. Just say, look, well, I love going to different restaurants. I love trying different cuisines. This is one of my favorite restaurants. Have you been there? So you still, as long as you seem enthusiastic about whatever it is you're talking about, it's fine. You know, even if you just like to go to the spa every weekend, that's your hobby, and that's a lovely hobby to have. If you love to go shopping, you love, hiking, you love traveling, or you love music, you're enthusiastic about that, you're always listening to something, or like, whatever it is, just own it and have passion about it. Yeah. I'm just looking to see if I've missed anything. I think I think I'm all caught up with comments. Wait, I have overheard first dates where the woman talks all about her career achievements and 5-year plan. Snore me a river. Yeah, that's actually boring. Nobody wants to hear about that. The only men who really care about your 5-year plan, achievements, and work are ones who they have no interest in taking care of you. And if anything, they want you to take care of them. Where do you think is the best place to meet a boyfriend if you're trying to get back out there? I haven't dated in a year. Okay, so maybe you've come out of a relationship or something. By the way, Sarah, do you know what your name means? I think you know well, I don't know if you do know, but we have the same name. I'm curious if you know what it means. I think online and out, going to events, going to singles events, going to wine tastings. Yeah, princess. Lovely. Yeah. That's what I grew up thinking, that it's Hebrew. This is what my mom said. But then when you start meeting like Muslims will always tell you, no, it's an Islamic name. Yeah, lovely. Very pretty name. I love the name, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I would say online or events, just walking down the street, like anything is possible with these men. Anything is possible. You can meet them anywhere. Literally anywhere. I think Hinge is a good dating app, and to go to events. Wait, it can be both. Sarah is the wife of Abraham, and he is important to Judaism. Sorry, Judaism. I don't. And Islam. Oh, okay. Lovely. Learn something new every day. Okay, ladies. Why does Hinge scare you? Pourquoi, baby? Pourquoi? Anyway, ladies, I'm gonna go. I need to go to bed. I need to crawl in bed, watch Love Island, and take my night nurse and look like a bad biatch tomorrow. That's what I need to do. I think I might go out tomorrow, try to do some shopping. I really want like a dinner date dress. I want something new. I want to find something. I might do that tomorrow. Anyway, ladies, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for joining this live and having fun with me. I've loved it, and I will see you next Wednesday. That's okay, girly. I'll see you next Wednesday for the next live, and I'll have like another video up on Friday. So I'll see you in the comments on Friday. Mwah. Bye.